This is Rebecca, the Steampunk Planner, and I am going to set up for my first week in April, last week of March. Looking at this and my other pages, since I really honestly just started working in this planner, which is the Sterling Ink, what's known as the N1, and it's the horizontal, and it is a full year common planner. I am going to be doing a few extra things, and one of them being is I really would like to move my tracking that I've started in here. It just doesn't want to show up here. There we go. Over to my health book, I think. It's not fully decided. The other thing that I'm wondering is I am doing daily tracking here for my meds. I only do a Monday weigh-in. I used to do a daily weigh-in, and I'm sorry, that's not really how I want to start my day. I want to also start doing consistently getting into doing my walking, yoga, and working up to the point where I can be heading to the gym again. But I'm also tracking how often I take my magnesium and which formulas I'm taking. There's a lot that I need to figure out, seeing as this is now starting to progress farther than where it started. Well, number one, let me grab my pen. And I can't say enough how much I am enjoying working with this new stand and recording. It is such a dream. I am so happy, and I still may go get the other stand. All right. Since this will be my first week in April, it's going to be one where, since I'm talking new stuff, I really need to evaluate a lot. What I do use is I use my honeycomb and the needlepoint nib for writing in here, because that will give me more room in order to write. When I write in the needlepoint, over here right now, I am just putting in how I'm feeling for that day, any changes that I'm thinking of, stuff like that. So this is going to change. Actually, I think both pages are going to change. So let's just go ahead and get into it. I have my Bumblebee by Esterbrook holding my pages right now. We are finally getting into the spring weather. Finally, shockingly enough, it is finally here. It is coming with a whole bunch of storms, which that I'm not happy about, but there are areas right now in Kentucky that people have been hit with way too much water, way too much flooding. So my prayers and thoughts are definitely with them as I am looking to set this up. So this is the Coffee Monster tiny vertical, I had to think about it, emoji heads. This came out quite some time ago. So I'm going to actually split this. I'm thinking down the center, and I may need a little bit more. And then what I want to use here, my coffee that came from Simply Gilded. I do have rolls of these, but I traveled quite extensively for a little bit there and put these together so that I'm not taking rolls with me. I do like them, but they wind up just, when I get home, going into a container and not being used. So I'm going to use them today. So one of the layouts that I did do earlier this month, I really liked. So I'm going to do that. All right. I don't expect to be using a whole lot over here, but again, I haven't fully decided on how I'm going to be setting that up. If you have suggestions at all, you are welcome to mention them below. I am listening because tracking and all, that is where I'm still trying to find my way. So I think I want to keep my mood tracking and migraine tracking in my daily planning. I have not checked the Sleep Number app to see if it's working yet. I hope it will be. And I'm wondering, instead of doing the medications and all over here, I'm going to put in here, okay, my thyroid. And then I take specific magnesium supplements. I do take the seed, and then I take magnesium taurate for stress. I take magnesium oxide and then magnesium citrate, and that keeps the internal stuff working smoothly. That one is considered a nervous system support. And then I also am taking some iodine. There's a specific name for it because it's a formulated iodine. Because I'm taking thyroid meds, I am actually trying to get my thyroid back to functioning on its own, and the iodine is necessary for that. I want my body to function on its own and doing its own job. So the last thing I'm going to put down here is the multi. So I am going to put my leftover emoji heads in to decorate the area here. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to grab a straight edge and my pen. One of the things that I definitely want to be doing, excuse me, Mr. Bumblebee. Let's do the weigh in. There we go. So even though that this Monday starts, it's actually the last day in March, I'm still going to go ahead and put that on here. So I'll put that in there. So now over here and here, let's think about how I want to set this up. Because if I've got yoga going on and all of that in the small tracker, do I still want to track it over here? This so far has been my favorite layout that I have done. So at this moment, what I would like to do is meals over here. So I've got my meals here. I still want to keep a running how I feel, what's going on today. So I'm just going to call this one thoughts. Okay. And then I think I would like to do, since it's been a bit of time since I have done yoga. So what I'm trying to decide if I want to put the yoga over here and do a little bit more intensive over here. Because it doesn't hurt to over track or detail track. So I'm going to do my daily yoga. And this one is going to be, because I used to do it in the AM and I used to do it in the PM. And I'd like to get back into doing exactly that. Do I want to lay it out by the dates? I probably should, instead of Monday through. So let's go. What I want to do now is check on them here so that I can keep track of what exactly I'm doing. It's not, I am just doing this or I'm just doing that. By putting an X or a check, I want to actually be recording what I am doing. Right now, I want to add in my daily slow walk. Now in here, I want to do house, and then if I can work up to or get out into the neighborhood and start walking longer distances, that'll give me the opportunity then to be able to start walking at the gym and the treadmill. Now, I do know that possibly next time I will go longer and get all of the days set up in a row instead of taking up so much room this way. But I may also look at doing maybe the month at a glance type of a thing, setting those up instead of doing it in a line. But we'll see. Right now, the main objective is to do this, as in doing what this is meant for. All right, so that's set up, and I am happy about that. As the next week progresses, I may add more in here, but as of right now, I do know that I'm hoping that the following week after this, when I go to set this up, I'm hoping that it is going to be even better. I finished that out, and yes, it looks a lot more constrained and not as freeing as what this kind of visually looks like. But like I said, I'm trying new stuff, new ways of tracking. There will be changes, there will be additions, subtractions, different things until I can find exactly how I would like this. It's just an ease to be able to come in here and work on this. I try not to let days go by and backfill. To me, that's not being trustworthy to myself, but that's my opinion. I'm doing this for me. I'm not doing this for anyone else. So this needs to be a focus and important. One other thing that I do want to keep track of is that I do keep track of here is water. So let's go ahead and move that down here with my other that I have already started. And for this one, I think I'm just going to do I want to just do Monday through Saturday? And yeah, that's what I think I'm going to do. And that's just going to be check marks. I think this is a good start for April. And I look forward to checking back in with you on making sure of what I'm doing. Yeah. I hope you are doing something for yourself like this. It doesn't have to be exactly like this, but I do hope that you are taking that extra bit of effort for yourself, because the only person that can take care of you is you. Thanks for joining me.